it's time for another one. The DJI RS5 Combo. Let's check it out. Ooh, let's take this out of the way. It's when you see like, maybe I need a bigger space. I've ordered this DJI RS5 Combo over maybe 2 months ago. It was probably out of stock, so it took a while for them to get it and ship it to me. But now I have it. So let's open it up and let's check what's inside. And then I'll leave you with my initial and first impressions on this product. Just as a disclaimer, I've only used the DJI RS2 and the RS3 Mini. So those are the only comparison points that I have over gimbal, and I've purchased this with my own money, so this is my fair and honest review on this, just so you know. And I bought it just to do client work. I'm usually doing shots where I have to move a lot, so I thought a gimbal would be the perfect fit for me. And also with the new features on this one, I think that will help me even further to make sure my subject is in the center of the frame with this camera that comes on top of it. So let's crack it open and let's check it out. One thing I really love about DJI products is that they always create some very cool packaging and cases for it. So for the drone, I got a very nice bag that I can carry around. I usually use that a lot. And this one came with a very cool case. Let's check it out. And if I'm being too low on my volume, it's just because my kid is sleeping on the room next door, so I don't want to wake him up. So I'm sorry if that is too low, but hopefully that'll be good enough. Ooh, this is smooth. The texture on this one, you have DJI running here. Very cool, very high quality. And let's check it out. I'm still getting used to this hair, man. It's very messy. I'm trying to grow a hair, as you can see, but it's in that awkward stage where it's still not big nor small. Well, whatever. You're not here for that, so let's open it up. DJI running. Ooh, here you have it. Look at this beauty. Okay, let's check it out. So very nice packaging. As you can see here, it's very well padded, very well thought of. And I just have to figure out how I took it out from here. Gladly I'm recording, but I think it was like this. So I put it back on. Let's see, what else do we have here? So here we have the manual, which I'll go over. Again, some stickers. And let's check it out. What do we have on this side? On this side we have a bunch of cables. So we have USB-C cables. Another USB-C, but with the like L port. And there is a very tiny, I have no idea what those are. If you know what these are, please let me know in the comments down below. And then there are some screws in here that I assume are for locking the camera into the gimbal. So we'll see. There are 3 different screws. I don't know which one I'll use. I have always the f/38 mount on my camera. So I will see if I can adapt and have a f/38 plate fitting the DJI. If you know about that, please let me know, because I'll be very interested in having that system, because I already do that. Alright, so we have the new tripod, which if you just open one leg, it opens all 3 of them together. So pretty dope, huh? What else do you have here? So this is the battery. So basically the handle is the battery. Very cool. And then we have, I don't know what this one is called, but it's the other mount that you can attach. It's another handle, like you can see here. It's the additional handle we have, where you can press record, and you can also change some stuff from here. I think you have basically the same settings from the screen and record and the joystick. Yeah. Let's see, what else do we have here in the combo? Alright, so this is the mounting plate. This is something I would love to have, an F38 plate here on top. So I'm guessing these different kinds are what goes in here, most likely. I don't know if it's for different lenses or different things. I'll have to read the manual for that. What else do we have? Okay, so this is the camera that goes on top of it. It's super tiny. Look at this. Look at this. Can you see it? This is super tiny. So that's all that comes in the box. So let's now assemble it and see how it works. I'll probably have to go through DJI menu to sign up and register the device. I had to do that with the DJI Nano, so I'm expecting it to be very similar. Let's connect here the battery. Okay, it was easy, just clicked. To remove it, I'm not really sure how you do it. There's a lock in here. Yeah, there you have it. So this lock, you just twist it and then the battery comes off. So let's check it out. So the battery is here, you twist and it goes out. Remove before use, of course. Ah, so satisfying. Alright, what I'm super excited for are the knobs here for adjusting, because in the past that was a huge pain point. So let's check it out. I'll put these later. Also the handle. So let's just turn it on. Alright, so it's not turning on. I'm not sure if I have an empty battery. Let me see. I most likely have an empty battery. So there's no juice in here, which is very sad, because then I'll have to continue this video tomorrow for my first impressions. But yeah, out of the box, everything looks neat so far. I was just not so happy that product took maybe over 2 months to arrive and there's no battery whatsoever in the handle. That was such a disappointment, to be fair. I know the satisfying sound. I'll leave it charging and we continue tomorrow. Ooh, look at this. This was what I was expecting from these knobs. Good thing is that tomorrow it will be brighter and it will be easier to show that on a B-roll. Okay, and the camera goes on top here. I assume it's magnetically, yes. Very easy to attach. Very dope product. I hope it works as well as I'm expecting it to. This handle just works like this and attaches here to this side, which is okay. Let me see. How easy can I attach this? There you have it. Now it's attached. It was not so hard to put it in. And now you can carry it like this, but to be quite honest, I would love it if it could twist into the other direction so you could hold the gimbal with the two hands like this. I'm going to attach my monitor in here, but really that would be very cool if I could hold it like this instead of like this. I know this is more for lower shots, but I think it could have the flexibility of twisting to this side as well, so you have this or this. But that will probably be very helpful already. Alright, so we continue tomorrow. I've registered the gimbal with the DJI Running app, and now I'm ready to go. So basically, the gimbal itself is quite similar to the RS3 Mini, for example. However, there are so many new things going on that are not so user-friendly. I haven't gone through all the functions in here, but what I've tested is how can I connect a camera here. So here you can select the camera control, but you have to connect it through a cable, which I'll show you in a minute. The calibration is very cool because, first of all, these knobs in here, let me show you. These knobs in here make your work so much easier. So you unlock it here, and just by twisting like this, it goes millimetrically where it needs to go. Before, you had to manually juggle with your hands, and it was very hard to do that. It would either go a little or a lot, so it wouldn't work out. So this is a great upgrade right out of the bat. Also, when you turn on the gimbal, it already unlocks every axis, which is very cool. Of course, when you saw when I turned it on, it went a bit crazy because I don't have the camera on. I'm shooting with the camera, so it got a little bit crazy because it says it's not balanced. But if it's balanced, you just turn it on and it will go straight to the position ready to shoot. So talking about the port, so we were talking about connecting the camera. This is here, so you should connect the USB-C here, the other USB here, I have no idea. And if you look at the focus system, or how's it called, on the intelligent module right here, there is also a USB-C here, which I have no idea if I have to connect this or not. Well, it's just why I didn't manage to connect it with Bluetooth very easily. So I'll need to try it again. Whenever I press here, nothing changes basically. So I'll need to try it again somehow. But I've connected through the cable from where I showed you before, and that worked out pretty well, and no complaints on that side. Auto lock, there's a lot of things to play around which I haven't, and I need to go through all of those. But I do have a complaint to make about DJI app, and I'll go through that in a minute with you. But here, if you scroll to the right, there's tracking. And this is something weird, because I saw there's some movements you can do. Like with tracking, you can put some coordinates and the camera will go from point A to point B, or do a movement that you set it up in here. But I have to learn how to do that properly because I just tested out. Also panorama, I think it will pan for you automatically. But I still haven't learned how to use those things. Here's the video input, so whenever you have the intelligent tracking connected in here to the camera, then you will see the video in here. Right now, I don't know why, if we have just the module connected, it just doesn't show up in here where I think it should, but I guess it takes the image from the camera in order to do that, I believe. Okay. So this goes my complaint to the app, right? So you see I'm connected to the RS5 here. You have the balance wizard, which that was perfect, all right? This shows exactly how you can balance. You can see camera compatibility in here, and that shows what you can or cannot do with the camera that you own. So in my case, it was the R6 Mark II. And you can see you can capture photos, start stop recording, trigger autofocus. And I managed to do all those things very easily when I was connected through cable to the gimbal. I haven't managed to connect it through Bluetooth though. But here you would be able to capture photos, start stop recording video, and trigger autofocus. So there's a lot you could do, but I didn't manage to make those work, but the other settings would be more ideal for me, aperture, shutter, and ISO, so I would definitely need to use the USB-C, which has worked with me, so that's fine. Alright, so here goes my complaint, right? So whenever you go here to this bookshelf or whatever it is, I would say this is an academy, right? So you have all the things you can do to learn about the products you have. But when you click here, you cannot find the RS5. So there's no videos whatsoever to teach you more about the stuff that I'm talking that is non-existent. So for example, I have here the RS3 Mini. You have a beginner's guide, and you have a lot of content created for that. Firmware upgrade, the gimbal, pitch axis adjustment, touchscreen operation. So you don't have those tutorials here for the RS5, which I definitely missed. And you have here, I found the camera, but there are no tutorials in there. So for instance, adding the connection points, how to use the intelligent tracking properly, and how to do all those things like connecting the camera here via Bluetooth and stuff like this is non-existent. So that's something I definitely missed in here. Alright, so my first impressions with the RS5 is that it's a pretty dope gimbal. I think it's a huge upgrade from the RS2 or the RS3 Mini that are the gimbals that I have tried it in the past. However, it was not as intuitive to go through the menus and learning things. I only walked through the menu maybe for half an hour and tried to use the gimbal very quickly. So I didn't sit down properly and go through all the settings and tested things out thoroughly. I'll probably do that to learn how to use the gimbal properly so I can take it to the field and do client work with it. So maybe I'll do some future videos on it. But I've really missed all those videos from the, let's say, academy in DJI. So there's nothing about the RS5 there. There are only a few videos explaining how to balance the gimbal, but that's it. How to use the intelligent tracking? No. How to connect the camera via Bluetooth because I got error messages? No. So a lot of things like that were non-existent there, and I just wish they have that in there because it's a new release product, it's not a cheap product, and I think it deserves dedicated videos for it. Another thing is the briefcase handle. I really loved this to do low shots and also to attach the external monitor because it has a cold shoe mount right here on top. So that will be very good for my workflow. However, I really wish it just tilted sideways so you could carry the gimbal like this instead of like this, if that makes any sense. But I think it would be much more stable and also helpful for your arms to not get so tired of carrying it because it gets quite heavy. But that's it. I think the DJI RS5 is a solid product. I think it will be very good for me to use it in client work. It's just the learning curve, it's a bit more steep than I was thinking about. So maybe DJI has some work to do on there and also in the app to include those videos. But besides that, super high quality. I think I'll be very happy with the results once I learn how to use it properly. Alright, that's it for today's video. Just tune in if you want to see more videos about this, because I'll definitely do some more videos about the gimbal after I learn how to use it. And that's it. See you guys in the next video.